Good evening, students. Today, let us revise the chapter History of Computers. First, let us see some early calculating device. The first is the abacus. It was the first counting device which is invented by the Chinese. It was made up of wooden board with rods having beads sliding on the wires. It was used to perform calculations, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. After abacus, Napier's bones was developed, and it is also made up of rods and bones. It is used to find square roots along with multiplication and division. Next come Jacquard loom. It is the first machine that use punch card as a memory. Next, it is the difference engine. It is also invented by Charles Babbage. It is the first automatic mechanical calculator. It was capable of doing complex calculations using very large numbers. Pascaline was also used as early calculating device. It is developed by Blaise Pascal. It is only can do addition and subtraction. After developing difference engine, after 11 years, Charles Babbage again developed analytical engine. Almost, if you have noticed, you may see in the design, they are almost same. So I think difference engine is developed and he has created analytical engine, and it was the fully automatic calculating machine first. Okay, and this machine was designed to evaluate any mathematical formula and higher powers. It also used binary numbers. Also, it was the first programmable computer. Next, in the year 1941, Mark I was developed, and it was developed by Howard Aiken. Okay, it was the first automatic digital computer. Digital computer means it used digits 0 and 1. Okay, it was a general purpose electromechanical computer. Next come ENIAC. The full form is Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, and it is the first general purpose electronic digital computer. Next, we have got UNIVAC, which full form is Universal Automatic Computer. It was faster than Mark I and ENIAC. UNIVAC was the first computer to handle both numeric and text data also. It is the first successful commercial computer. Now let us revise generation of computers that we have discussed in the last class. First generation computers used vacuum tubes. They were very large in size because in one computer there have to be used thousands of vacuum tubes. They produce lot of heats. Next, second generation computers were developed. They used transistors. One transistor is equivalent to hundreds of vacuum tubes. That is why the size became smaller than the first generation computer. They became more faster and more powerful also. Next, we have got the third generation computer. Instead of transistors in third generation computer, they use integrated circuit, also known as chips. Okay, so in the picture you can see integrated circuits. Again, these third generation computers became more powerful than the second generation computer. The size became smaller, okay, and the cost also became cheaper. Next, fourth generation computers were developed. They were more faster, more powerful and more smaller than the third generation computer. They used microprocessor. Now we are in the fifth generation of computer. It is started from 1989, okay, till present. And these generation computer use artificial intelligence. Do you know artificial intelligence means we can say that computer can think, they can take their own decision. Nowadays we can play game with the computer also, no? So how computer play? That means it can take its own decision, it can think how to play, is not it? It's also one type of robot, means artificial intelligence. Next, types of computer. Computers are divided into four main types: microcomputer, mini computer, mainframe computer and supercomputer. Microcomputers are the computers that we use in our day-to-day life, like desktop computer, laptop computer, palm-top computer, smartphones, tablet PCs and embedded computers. Embedded computer means like ATMs, washing machines, microwave. These are known as embedded computers. All these systems come in the types of microcomputer. Next is mini computer. These mini computers are more powerful and more bigger in size than the microcomputers. These mini computers are more costlier, okay, and they are used by many users at the same time. One mini computer can be used by many users at the same time. Next we have mainframe computers. These are more powerful than mini computers also and microcomputers also. In a single mainframe computer, hundreds of users can use the computer parallelly at the same time. Next, the most powerful computer, it is the supercomputer. It can process complex scientific calculations by using many microprocessors together. These are used by the government agencies like satellite control, space research, weather forecasting, etc. Okay? Thank you.